Welcome. Today's theme is self-esteem, an expression that I commonly use because it seems better. Self-esteem and hetero-self-esteem. We are going to be talking about both of them, and it might clear a few things about one's self-worth. Self-esteem is how much you think, you perceive of yourself as being or looking or having whatever you value. If I value to be a rich man, well, that's not going to be me valuing myself. If I value a job where I can help people, and I'm a psychologist working in private practice, so okay, I'm gonna value myself. So self-value is about first what you value, and secondly what it seems to me that I have as far as what I value. The important thing here is to just make it clear. It's not about me having or not, being or not, looking or not. It's about what I think I look, what I think I am. It's the think part that's really important. So you might have a person who thinks thin, but it's not. So this person is going to feel thin because the feeling does not have to do with anything related to reality. The feelings we have are physiological effects of what goes in our minds. So if I think good things about me, I might feel good about me. If I think good things about my wife, I'll feel good about my wife. It's not about reality. You never love a person. You love who you think the person is, who you fantasize the person is, who it represents. Self-esteem is not about being or looking. It's about thinking what or who you are or look. Self-esteem is what I think about me when having what I value or not. So that's self-esteem. You have hetero-self-esteem, which would be I esteem myself based on what the other person values about myself, at least what I think the person values. When we are born, we do not know our names. We don't know whether we are a man or a woman. We don't know if we are pretty or not. We don't even know who it is we are looking at the mirror. Day by day, we listen to things such as you're pretty, you're ugly, you're intelligent, you are dumb, you are nice, you are boring, or whatever you want to use as an adjective. We start thinking about ourselves from the other person's point of view. The normal part is that we may reproduce whatever we thought, whatever we learned to think about ourselves throughout life. By the age we're 7 or 12, most of our neural system is already finished. But of course, we can change. So basically, when we reach by 10 or 12, most of what we think about life, what we value about ourselves, is related to what we learned how to perceive or value from the other person's point of view. So this is going to be kind of like a balance. Hetero-self-esteem and self-esteem. 80% of the people I know might be more hetero-self-esteem referenced and 20% self-esteem. That's why many times it's so difficult to be rejected. What does rejection mean? It means I am not good enough for something. I am not good enough for the other person. I'm not good enough for a job. If my hetero self-esteem is about 80% related to the other person's point of view, if I do not feel valued at my job and I am fired, well, I'm gonna be feeling really bad. The idea for someone to be more self-centered would be something like a 70% self-esteem, 30% hetero self-esteem, 90% and 10% is not a good number. It's always nice to think about what kind of impressions we pass to other people. What is it that we are doing badly? It's not just about looking at the mirror and loving myself. It's about being true to itself, knowing how good am I in each area of my life. I might be very good at cooking dishes, but not really making desserts. How good am I in every aspect of my life? Am I a nice person, a likable person? Am I a person? And when I say am I likable, I'm thinking about 1 through 10. For example, I don't like the idea of saying I liked that restaurant. I didn't like that restaurant. I like the idea of saying, well, from 1 to 10, I'd give it that restaurant 7. Why? So we are not binary in the sense that things are not good or bad. You might grade them from 1 to 10. Well, how good is it? I don't believe in 0 or 10 or 0 or 1. I believe from 0 to 10. It's much better. So it's not, am I pretty or not? Am I intelligent or not? Am I nice or not? Am I proactive or not? These are very radical and kind of like pretty lazy ways of seeing life, of seeing ourselves. It's just as important for me to value myself according to what I think and making changes on whatever I feel like or want, knowing that changes demand effort, have a cost. For example, if I wanted to be really thin and very athletic, I would have to change a lot of my nutrition aspects. I'd have to work out more and so on and so forth. But no, I prefer just accepting that my looks in the mirror are going to be something like 4 or 3. I prefer that than to make every change and every effort to have a body that I would just applaud. But that's very individual. It's not the same for everyone. Everyone could ask itself, how important is it for me to get better at this? How important is it for me to look better? How important is it for me to make more money or to be a better husband, son, friend? Because many times we have low self-esteem, but it's just. If I start singing here and well, you would not like it, you probably just say, okay, stop. If I start singing here, you'd say Bayard doesn't know how to sing, which is entirely true. I do have a low self-esteem on singing. I wish I could sing better, but I'm not willing to afford the effort necessary for it. Self-esteem in what area of life? High, low, average self-esteem, so to speak. And how just is this? Is it just for me to say that I don't know how to sing, that my voice is terrible? Yes, it's terrible. It's just if I say that. But by art, you could get better singing if you took lessons. Yeah, that's true. But I think there are more important things for me to learn and to do than get better as a singer. Learn to value yourself based on yourself, and it's very important for people to value themselves also from another point of view. Now, this another point of view, it's going to be very important, because is it going to be any person, a colleague from work, an enemy, a friend, a mother or father, a spouse, whose opinions about you are important? Anyone's? I remember a patient of mine that I was seeing that's some 20 years ago, and he was a musician, a professional piano player, and he brought a CD for me to listen to, and he asked, "By art, do you like classical music?" I said, "I love it." "Well, I brought you this CD. Would you like to listen?" "Yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, I'd love to." Next session, the patient asked me, "Well, what did you think about my music, about my work?" I said, "Well, it was great. There are just two problems. First problem, you could have played and made a lot of mistakes, and I would not see that coming, because I'm not really good at listening to classical music. I wouldn't realize whenever you made a mistake. So you could have made many mistakes and I didn't realize. Or even worse, you could have played better than Beethoven. And I also would not have perceived how good you played, because again, I am not someone who really understands classical music." So whenever you are trying to ask whose point of view should be important for you to think about yourself, ask yourself, how good is this person? Well, does this person know about what I'm asking her or him to judge me? I'm not going to, if I had a barbecue at home, I would not ask a vegetarian how good the vegetarian would say my barbecue was. Well, because he or she wouldn't like it anyway. Who should we ask opinions? Whose opinions should we embrace and change if you thought it would be a good idea to change? That's about it. Learning to realize what you value, learning to ask yourself how much of what I value I am, what I think I am, how important in life to value this or that. Of course, the idea of values throughout life, they change. When I was young, I still am, I think, I loved cheddar McMelt, and today I prefer red meat, pure, so to speak. I can value one thing when I'm 15, and then I can have a really good self-esteem when I'm a teenager, and well, I change my values. And for example, if I were a 40-year-old man who wasn't well, at least a little successful, with a little good financial condition, well, maybe that would change my self-esteem. We change throughout life, and so we have to kind of like update our self-esteem throughout life. And the same with hetero-self-esteem. The idea, it might be not to just look at a mirror and say I love myself, but just to think, as far as my self-esteem goes, anything I think it should change, anything important, how much effort would it cost me for me to change this? Would it be worth it? If so, yeah, why not? I hope you have enjoyed. I'm sorry for a few mistakes. My English is still rusty. I think it's going to be rusty for still a long time. Till next time. And well, if you are liking it, please subscribe. It's going to be very important for me and Bruna to keep going with these videos that we are thinking about doing a lot of them. Thanks for seeing. Till next time. Bye-bye.